Hello, good morning. I'm Cristina Senerio. I'm coming from the EUIPO. It's a pleasure for me to be here. Thank you. Thank a lot for the Philippine Intellectual Property Office for hosting this event, also the organization. Thank you very much. I take it as well as a personal experience of exchanging and of practices from EUIPO and learning as well from the practice from Southeastern countries. So I'll start giving an overview of the characteristics of the European Union. The European Union has an internal market where is a single area where the goods, services, capital, and people can move freely, aiming to remove barriers to trade and promote economic prosperity for citizens and business. It is what we call the single market that we established in 1993. So we have 27 member states and a population of more than 400 million of people. What we offer with the European trademark registration is a centralized system and a unitary protection, which means that if you apply for a EUTM, it will provide you the protection for almost the entire continent of the Europe. We have a harmonized IP law, which means that in all the countries of the European Union, the same legal bases are applied. With one application, with one set of fees and one procedure, you will get the protection in the whole European Union. There is a 10-year protection once you have registered your trademark, and it can be renewed indefinitely. And we also have a grace period of 5 years where there is no obligation for using it. And after that grace period, you have to use the trademark on the market for the goods and services that you have applied for. So one of the main goals of this presentation is also to give you an overview of which are the which are the options when you want to protect your trademark, when you want to expand your business in the European Union, because we can, depending on the characteristics of your business, one option could be more interesting than others. So I don't know here how many of you are from the IP practice, also from businesses who want to expand to the European Union, but I hope this is useful for you. So one of the via is through our office, the EUIPO. So you will get protection through the EU trademark. Then another option will be via the WIPO system, the Madrid system, where with one application you can apply for different national offices, all centralized via the WIPO system, but we will see afterwards, and through national trademark filings directly to the EUIPO offices. So the first one, our option of the direct application in the EUIPO. With one application, you will cover the all 27 EU countries, as I mentioned before. It is managed by the EUIPO in Spain. It is cost-effective and efficient for the broad EU coverage. But if your business has no address or is not established in the European Economic Area, you will need an EU-based representative for application and all the procedures before the EUIPO. So I included here an image as well of our office. It's based in Alicante. We are more than 1,100 employees there. We manage not only trademarks, but also European Union designs that my colleague afterwards will explain as well about the design system. We, as we were seeing before the geographical indications, we also help the DG grow to registration of geographical indication, and since this December 2025, we will start as well with the registration of craft product of geographical indications. We perform as well activities of cooperation, like here with the IP key and the next one is scope, IPR. And we also have an observatory for the protection of copyright and to fight against the counterfeit. The second option is the Madrid system, and the file will go through the WIPO using your Philippine trademarks in this example that I invented, okay, to use it as a base. You have to choose to protect either in the whole EU through EUIPO or specific countries. So, for example, you can select Spain or Italy or Germany or directly to EUIPO. And it is good for multi-country or global protection, depending on your business needs. The option 3 will be to file separately national trademark files in each country. That means that you have a target protection of your business. For example, if you operate more in France or in Spain, then you can directly go to the intellectual property office of that country. But each registration is independent, which means that you have to file in the local language of that country, you have to follow the procedure of that country, and different costs will apply. So it is an option, in my view, if it's good if you only have to select one or two countries. But if you want to expand your protection to the whole continent, let's say the European Union, then it is more cost effective and efficient to do it through only one procedure. Okay, so which route suits me better? No, directly to the UIPO, as I said, it gives you broader protection if you need protection in several EU countries or want the EU coverage as a whole. It is cost effective, is the simple broad protection and often the most cheap. If you would like to apply for more than two, three countries, then absolutely the EU IPO system is much cheaper and better solution. In the case of enforcement as well, a EU trademark gives the right in all the member states, so you can stop the infringers across the whole EU with only one action. The cost, approximately the official fee for applying for a trademark in one class is 850 euros. Sorry, I didn't do the conversion yet to the pesos. And this includes the entire EU. If you want to add more classes of goods or services, the second class will be 50 euros plus, and then 150 for more than two classes. Depends, as I said before at the beginning of the presentation, depends on your business needs. So the system can adjust. And for the procedure, if the company is based on the Philippines, as I said, must appoint a representative that it is based in the European Economic Area. And the online system is very intuitive and friendly user and can be done in English of or any EU language, but you have to select a second language of the office that we perform. And then when you apply for the trademark, then the application will be published. The second option that I mentioned through the WIPO, the Madrid system, it is cost effective if you would like to protect globally, which means in multiple regions, for example, not only the European continent, but also in the US, UK, or China. And then one application has many targets. It's a centralized filing with one application. You pay the fees in Swiss francs and in one language. Covers multiple countries. You can choose the EU, as I mentioned before, or as a whole, or any specific countries within the European Union, and can later add more subsequent designations as the business continue or expands. So it's also a flexible system. However, as I mentioned, this is a one centralized system, but then each office continues its individual procedures. So you can have independent outcomes. You can have protection for one country, but another one your trademark can be refused. One of the risks of using the Madrid system is the dependency, because as I mentioned before, you should have a trademark base, your Philippine trademark, for example, and it will depend on for the first 5 years. If this national mark is cancelled or fails to be protected, then you lose your international registration. It all depends on the national base. And also the costs, as you can imagine, are higher, because then if you, for example, decide to apply for EUIPO through the system, the Madrid system, you have to pay the EUIPO fees plus the WIPO fees. If you decide to go through the third option, the national offices, the targeted protection, then you pay only for the countries you need. If you only care about, for example, Germany or France, you don't have to spend for the all EU coverage. Because as I said before, in case if it is more than 2 or 3 countries, then it is worth it to apply through EIPO. It has to be taken into account as well that depending on the urgency that you want the protection in some national offices, the procedure could be faster if you don't encounter any opposition. But there is always a bad side of that. There is multiple feelings, which means multiple and more work, as well as higher cumulative cost and the maintenance. Because another thing, once you have your trademark protected, maintenance and surveillance of your trademark portfolio is needed in case you need to pay the renewal fee again. If an opposition is filed against your trademark, it is easier to have it in a centralized system like EUIPO rather than being maintaining all individual registration through different national IPOs. So now I would like to know about your experience. I don't know if you have expanded your business or as IP representative lawyers, you have experienced um, any issues when registered, trying to broaden your protection through European Union? Please don't be shy. Well, if there is any volunteer, yeah. May I just ask you to raise your hands, which are IP lawyers or representative for companies? Or, well, I met from the university as well for providing support to innovative technologies. No? Okay. Well, you will have all the information after this seminar, so you can go back to the slides whenever you will need to expand your business or give advice to your clients or well, even for the example of that you mentioned of the second geographical indication register here in this office. So if, for example, that company wants to expand their business and sell it worldwide, that I'm sure is a very unique product, and for sure other parts of the world would like to have it, then I hope this information is useful for you. Um, I came prepared just in case no one said nothing. So I used one of the trademarks that I think is well known in Philippines is Jollibee. I didn't try it yet, but I will before I leave. And I did a check in TMView. I don't know if you know that tool, but this tool is very useful to see the protection worldwide. You have filtering options and you can search by name, by the territory you would like to protect. And here for Jollibee, I filter by the European Union uh, territory. And for example, I saw that the via or the system, the option that they mostly select that company, it was through WIPO. Okay, but why? Probably because since it is a business worldwide, If they also have in trademarks in the US, many other countries from Asia, etc. They canalize and centralize all their applications through the WIPO system. And if you go more in detail, I saw that some of the countries, well, this is the point, okay. Well, the EM stands for European Union, so they also have protection in EUIPO through the WIPO system, okay? And they have plenty of trademark portfolios, not only of their name, the trademark Jollibee, but also the logo, this B, this very, very nice logo. Okay, and they go in as well through the WIPO system to the national offices like Malta, Czech Republic, Germany, different national IP offices within Europe, which means that after applying for the WIPO system, then the trademark procedure continue in each country. And they receive a certificate of registration from the Italian office, from the Maltese office, etc. Okay. And last but not least, some practical steps, okay, before applying. So one that I already mentioned, the trademark search, is whichever route you select to perform a clearance search in relevant databases. In UIPO, we offer some databases like DMView that I mentioned directly to our UIPO databases, the eSearch, and as well, other IPOs online, they have national databases to ensure that there is no other conflicting marks that could block you to enter in that market. Also, to prepare clearly the mark and the goods and services. You cannot imagine how many deficiencies we have sometimes because maybe the list of goods and services are not correctly um, indicated in the application, or do not correspond with the class terms that we have. So in UIPO and also in WIPO, there are tools like TM class that assist you when, for example, okay, I'm the Jollibee company and I want to sell hamburgers. So I just type in hamburgers and appears the correct class for that good. And then you can correctly do the application. So for filing the application for the UIPO, you can use our online portal. The payment of the fees has to be in euros. And as I said many times, you have to appoint a representative from the EU. For the Madrid system, there is also the eMadrid platform who forwards to WIPO. The fees are paid in Swiss franc, and then they will handle onward transmission to UIPO or the other offices. And directly to the national offices, you have to, we recommend to engage to the local IP agents, so they have prepared the documents in each language for each office. I included here the example of the Spanish office that access application in English, but many correspondences in Spanish, so it's probably better to engage with the local IP representatives. And that's why as well, it could have more costs additionally rather than going to UIPO, for example. And as well, it is necessary to do a follow-up. Okay, once you apply for a treatment in the UIPO, UIPO will publish the publication in around 1 month, and then it is open a window for oppositions of 3 months period. As well, the WIPO will issue the international registration certificate and notify when each country is done. It means that the procedure continues for each office. And but be careful because, for example, in the case of you directly go to the IPOs, each office has their own timeline, so it's also difficult sometimes to follow up. And another recommendation is once registered to use the trademark commercially for those markets or those goods and services that you have applied for, and to mark that trademark for the browser or the website with the register symbol as appropriate. And to also diary when after the 10 years from filing, You need to pay the renewal fees in case you want to continue with the life of that trademark. Okay. And that's all from my side. I hope you find it useful. Thank you very much. Thank you.